Hello and good evening. Lorna Carter from Lorna Carter's Creations. I'm not facing the camera tonight. I'm just a bit hot and bothered today, so just let just let me mute my that's better. Sorry about that. I've just muted my computer. Right, so tonight we're going to be making a masculine 3D card with Father's Day round the corner. It doesn't have to be a Father's Day card, it could be a birthday card. This is what we're going to be making. And this is made with the Sailing Home stamp set. And as you can see, it's 3D. So you just write your greeting on the back there. And it actually folds flat to go in an envelope. So, and it stands up all on its own when it pops up. So that's what we're going to be making tonight. Just pop that to one side. This is the stamp set we'll be using, Sailing Home. It's a nice masculine. It's a feminine as well, I suppose, if you're into that sort of thing. But yes, this is the stamp set we'll be using tonight. And I will just show you in the catalogue, she says. Oh, I've hidden it. The Sailing Home has matching dies, which we will also be using tonight. And the dies are called Smooth Sailing, and there's 12 dies in the die set. In fact, there it is. So you've got the lighthouse to cut out and bring the stamp set in, not like that, you can see. So we've got the lighthouse, which you can stamp and cut out. You've got both of the boats you can stamp and cut out. What else have we got? Oh, you can stamp and cut out the anchor, and then you've got like a label for a sentiment, the wheel of a boat, and you've got this rope, sort of edge, I presume you'd call it, and a little knot, some seaweed, and we have a compass, but we haven't got a die to cut that out, but that's just a standard round. You could cut that out with a standard round die or fussy cut it, whichever. So that's what we're going to be using. The die set, that is £30 for the dies. And then just let me find, and the stamp set, sorry, I've forgotten to turn my notifications off again. The Sailing Home stamp set, that is £22, and yeah, that's what we're going to be using. So I will crack on and put everything away so we can get started. Just put that to one side. I will need that. Right, so to start off with, we need 2 pieces. Just let me move that out of the way. 2 pieces. I'm using basic white thick cardstock. You can use just the ordinary cardstock, but it's my preference. And the measurements are 6 1/4 inches by 6 inches, or she says, I thought I'd written it down, 16 centimetres by 15.3 centimetres. And I say you need 2 pieces of the same size. Okay, so we'll start off with the base card, and what we're going to do, oops, I've got it upside down. What we're going to do is we're going to score at the edge, so it makes it, this is where it attaches at the side, so we're going to be doing those score lines. So you need the longest side at the top, and we are going to score. I've got, it's either you score at 1/2 inch and 1 inch from each side, or 1.25 centimeters and 2.5 centimeters. So tonight I'm going to do it in inches. So whoops. And with this trimmer you can measure from the right side or the left side a small amount up to 1.5 inches, just under 4 centimeters. So I'm going to put this up to, where are we, 1/2 inch, and the pale marker is the scoring one, and I'm going to turn it round and we're going to go 1/2 inch again, like so. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over, because we're folding it like a zigzag. I'm folding it over and I'm scoring at 1 inch. So that's one side, and turn it round again, and at 1 inch again. So that's that one. Same with the other side, just make sure that's the longest side, yeah. So we 1/2 inch. Hi Chris. And 1/2 inch on that. Then, because as I say we're doing like a Z fold, we need to turn that over to score the next line at 1 inch, and the other end 1 inch. Okay, so that is all the scoring we do. So on there you've just got 1/2 inch and 1 inch from each side. You can see that. Okay, I'll just put my trimmer back over there. Right, I'll get my bone folder, and what I'm going to do is burnish. So we need one folds one way and the other folds the other. So if you do that on both sides, so that's one side, and then two. So what we're going to get is that. Okay, so if we just score the other one, just the same, one way and one the other, and the same at this side. And the other. Okay, so we've now got 2 cards, and they're going to face one another. So that is going to be our fixing point. And then, as I said, it can just fold down and it will go flat into an envelope. Okay, so before we do stick anything together, we're going to start with the inside. So what we've got here in the back, I've just used ink and I've done some blending. I've just used a couple of different colours, Pool Party on the bottom and Balmy Blue at the top. So I'm just going to we'll cut that piece out and we'll get some blending done. So I've just popped those to one side, and I'll get my trimmer out so we can cut the piece that goes in that we can blend on. So this is just ordinary basic white, and it wants to be 4 1/8 of an inch by 5 7/8 of an inch, or 10.5 centimetres by 14.8 centimetres. Okay, so we'll just cut this. I'll have to go that way, I think. So we want, what did I say, 5 7/8. No, not that way. 4 1/8 that way. So that's 4 1/8. So the dark brown is the cutting tool, and then 5 7/8. Okay, so then this is the piece we're going to blend on, and this should, if I've done it right, should just sit nicely in there, which it does. Okay, I'll just get a scrap just to rest on. Okay, I haven't got the Stampin' Up blending brushes yet, so I'm having to use what I've got. But they are on my wish list. I will get them eventually. So, as I said, we've got Pool Party, which I'm doing the C with at the bottom. So all I'm going to do is tap my blending brush. Now this it'll take a few minutes, but we will get there. I'm just tapping it off first so it takes a bit of the excess off. So all we're doing really is trying to get a bit of colour on the bottom. I am not the biggest fan of blending, but we have a go at anything. So we just want to go about roughly halfway up. And you can add as much, you can do it however, as much or as little as you want. Right, I'm just going to stop at that, I think, for now, for the C. There we go. It doesn't take long to get the colour on. So if I just shut that one. Right, I'm just going to rub. That's it. It looks like it's stained. It is stained, but it won't come off. So now I've got Balmy Blue. Now, in the catalogue, we have, I will just show you these, because these are a really good set. So in the catalogue, let me move that out of the way, we have what's the dies, which die set called the basic borders, and they've got all sorts. They've got like a cloudy sky, they've got a zigzag edge, they've got like a scalloped edge, really, it's another one on my wish list. A decorative border, like an envelope style border, and again, like I say, a curvy one, and that's £27. They're really good. But what I'm going to use, I haven't got these, as I say, they're on my wish list, but I have a similar, I've had it for years, a similar die which I'm going to use. So it'll just give you a similar effect. So basically I've die cut, can't see, hold on a minute, put it against that. So this is like a cloudy sky. I've done two, so that I've got. But what we're going to do is use the blending brush, and I'll just show you. So I'm just going to put a little bit of colour on the top. So I'm not the best with a blending brush, I've got to do some practicing. But it gets us colour on there, and that's all we're bothered about. Right, so I'm just going to put that stencil that I've made from the die cut, and I'm just going over with the ink, and you'll see the effect. You can just put it any which way, you can see the effect we get. And it just gives, it gives the effect of clouds. Just something simple but very effective. Do it from there. Oh, it's so hot tonight. Could do with a really good thunderstorm. I'm not a fan of hot weather. I'm a winter girl, not a summer girl, I'm afraid. So if we just keep going until we hit the sea, as such. I might actually just go across like that. It just shows you the effects you can get. Just gives you. And then what I'm going to do, just take the excess off. I'm just going to go back in with the pool party just to match it up. And I say it doesn't matter if we go over, all the colours will just mingle together. Okay, so that is what we've got. It's only in the background, so it doesn't matter if it's not perfect, but it just gives you like the cloudy sky and like a greeny sea. So that's that piece. I'll just move my paper away and my stencils. So that piece is going to fit in there like so. Sorry, I might I keep forgetting to turn my notifications off on my phone. I do apologise. Okay, so I'm just going to stick this down onto the base card with a bit of wet glue, a bit of Tombow. So we've got wiggle room. So that is going to go inside there like that. The dogs are going out again. You can hear them. Who let the dogs out? Oh, they do make me laugh, bless them. So there we go. So that is the back piece done. So I'll just pop that to one side and we'll now concentrate on the front. So because that is the back and we've got that piece like that, the front piece is going to face that way. So you've got your ridge this side. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just flatten it, because what we're going to do, I am using tonight the designer series paper. This is oh dear, brain, Night of Navy. I had to think then. It's Night of Navy. It comes in 6x6 and you can get it in full set, so you can get all the Regal colours, the subtle colours, the brights and the neutrals, and also you can get the in colours as well. So we're going to cut this to size, and I keep looking for my trimmer and I've got it by the side of me. So this, I'm going to have the stripes going vertical on here, and this piece needs to be the same size as that basic white, which is 4 1/8 of an inch by 5 7/8, or 10.5 centimeters by 14.8 centimeters. So I'm just going to 4 1/8, which is there. That's on the side, and then 5 7/8. There we go. So this, this piece is going to go on the front like so. So I'm going to glue that down. All these designer series papers as well, these are double-sided, so you've got a different pattern. I think there's 2 different designs. That's one, and then there's another one in Night of Navy with a different design on. So yet again, I'm going to put this on with wet glue. So we've got the wiggle room, and I've put plenty of glue on purely because we're going to be die cutting this. To make the aperture for the card. So we're going to be making this die cut. So that's what I'm going to do next. Just make sure that's well and truly stuck down. And just let me make sure I've got it right. Yeah. So the dies we're using tonight, it's the one from the Colour and Contour bundle, which is the Scalloped Contours dies. These are the ones, I think it was last week, or was it the week before? These are the ones I use. These are like layering dies. I have got another one somewhere wandered off. So that is the set. So you've got a set of layering scallop dies. These are for the flowers in the colour and contour, and then you've got a nice scalloped edge. In the coming weeks I'll be using these again, using that scalloped edge to make some cards. So what we need the second largest, and we'll get the next one, the next size down out as well, because we'll need to use that as well, because we're not wasting anything. We've die cut this out. The piece we cut out we stick on the back, and then we'll use this one. I used a different one here, but we'll use that die to cut the white out, so you can write your sentiment on there, so you don't waste anything. So what I'm going to do is eyeball, try and get it, I want it up a bit to the top. I want a deeper space here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get some of my low tack tape just to so it keeps in place. Just put a couple of pieces on. And I'm gonna, you can't use your mini machine for this, you've got to use your big one, but mine's over here, so if you just bear with me a sec, I'm just going to die cut that. So this is what we've got. So that is the aperture. And I'll just take the tape off. I love this tape. There we go. And that's going to be for the back. So I'll just put that die away. Those on there. Okay, so that piece we're just going to put to one side. That is going to do the back. Right. So the next piece is this red piece here. Now, I haven't got any rectangular, just straight edge dies. I didn't want to, if I use the next one down in that one, I think it'd be too, well, it'd be too small. So I decided to use, it is a retired one, because I haven't got the stitch rectangle dies yet. Another one on my wish list. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a square die to cut this out, so I have to go through the machine twice. So all I want a piece of the same size, just roughly, as the DSP, or just a bit smaller. So I'll just cut a piece of real red, which yes. Oh, look at that. It actually, that's the piece I cut off yesterday. So actually, I just need, I'll measure it in a sec and give you the measurements. So I'll just cut that. So that should then fit on there like that. Like so. So the size of that piece is that's 4 1/8 by just over 5.5 inches, or 14.2 centimetres by 10.5, basically. As long as it's larger than the aperture to stick it down, we're fine. So my next thing is I'm going to die cut this actually when I've got it stuck on. And that might sound a bit daft, but I have my reasons. So I'm just gonna put some glue just round there. Like so. And then I'm going to stick that down. I'll just put a bit of pressure on there, make sure it's stuck before we die cut it. Okay, so that's what we've got. Right, I'll show you the trick. If you've only got a square and we want to cut a rectangle, so I want that lining up somewhere like so. Just let me get me pieces of tape that she's just stuck together. So it's a matter of eyeballing. So if you haven't got any rectangular dies, this is what you can do. So I've taped that down, just pop it through the machine. Okay, so just take that out. So that is one part of it, and obviously we've die cut this one. You'll not be able to do it with the second one, but we've die cut this one. And we can use that on another project. Just put that to one side. So what we do now is you can feel basically the tram lines of where it's cut. So you match your die up in those tram lines, like so, and we'll stick the die back down again, and that is in the groove. So I'll just pop that through. And that is what we get. So it's just another technique really if you haven't got the rectangular dies. I know this is a retired square one because I haven't got many of the shapes. I say it's another one on my wish list. So just put my tape to one side. So we've now cut the aperture. Okay, so we're getting there slowly but surely. So next, what I'm going to do is, actually, we'll cut the basic white for the back, because while we haven't got it together, we can stick it all down on the back. Right, so a bit of I have a scrap somewhere. So a bit of basic white, and I'm going to use it's the next one down from the aperture, and they lay really nice. So I'm going to cut that one, and this will go through the mini. So I shall cut it on the mini for you. Just put that to one side. I love this one. I love this little machine. It's so cute. Okay, so we're wrecking the joint. Not a week goes by where I don't. Okay, so we've got the 2 base plates. Then we have, oh, I've got a cat hair tonight. Right, so I'm just going to slightly angle it, just slightly, on the plates. And then don't forget to stagger your plates, push through and feed through. And that is the die. Just put more rubbish in the bin. I'll just put him away. We will need him again in a little while, but we'll just put him away. So we have the aperture that came out the front of the card, and then that is what we've just cut. So if I just glue those together, some wet glue again, and that onto there. Just a matter of eyeballing it. No, we're not far off. So I'll just stick that one down, and then we'll stick this one down. And this is the back of the card. So we put it wherever we want. So there we go. That's the back, and that's the inside of the back, if you see what I mean. So I'll pop that there. Right, so what we need to do now is we'll do some stamping. So we've used the lighthouse and both of the boats. So I'm going to stamp that on basic white, and we're going to use Night of Navy for this. So I've got all my, use the Diddy one, I've got all my stamps put on blocks. So this is a small boat, like so. I'll just clean off, oops, ink everywhere. Get ink everywhere and anywhere. Got it all over my fingers again. Hey ho. Right, so that's that one. I'll use that one. I'm just using some scraps up of basic white. So this is a lighthouse, inked up fine. Put it down, put a bit of pressure on it. And there's a lighthouse. Just clean him off. This chamois is ace. You just wet it and sort of wring it out, but not totally wring it out. And then you can just wipe your stamps on it. And then I just rinse it out every week. It's brilliant. And I thought I had on here, let me get another piece of, will that go on there? Yes. So I'll just stamp the large boat. Oh, I inked it up really well. It's quite a juicy stamp, ink pad. A bit of pressure. Yeah, we're gonna see. I've got a ghost in there. That's because it's a really juicy ink pad. But we're going to cut that out because we're going to cut it out with the dies, so you'll not see that. So that doesn't matter. So that is all the stamping. Put that away, put my ink away before I get it everywhere. And I'll bring the mini in again. And we'll just die cut these out. So we need the small yacht, the big yacht, and the lighthouse. Okay. Oh. So we'll do the small one first because that was the first one we stamped. Just cut my bits off. Okay. I'm going to use my tape once again just to hold this in place. Because we've got to line it up. And I think we're okay like that. And just stagger your plates. I'm just going to do it that way. Stagger your plates and wind her through. I'll just move those out of the way. Take that out. And I'll get another piece of tape. So that's the small one. We'll do the lighthouse next. I'll put a couple of pieces of tape on this one. Just got to get it lined up, so I'm not the best at lining up, I've got to admit. So, put that on it. Oops. And that at the top. Okay. What have I done with my other? Oh, it's just habit, I'm afraid. Put it to the bottom. Oh, I'd lose my head if it wasn't screwed on. And wind her through. Hi, Chelsea. Okay, so that's the lighthouse. Once again, I'll get rid of the tape because I've used and abused it a few times. And then last but not least, the large yacht. Let me get some new tape. So I always try and line that up. There's 4 little holes down this side, and I line those up actually over the line that goes down. Let's hope. See how we go with that. Put that on. And wind it through. Let's have a look, see how we've done. And that's a large yacht. Oh, twang. Right, that is the die cutting finished with. Put my mini cut and boss away. And my die away. Okay, so this is what we've got. So let me pull that down, move that away. I'll bring that one in so you can see. So that is going to go somewhere like that. Okay, now to make it 3D, I have I did have on here somewhere a piece of acetate. Haha. I've got it. Right, so on this one, this boat here is on a piece of acetate which is glued in down this side, so you get that 3D effect. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm not worrying about the length, we won't need all this length. So what I'm going to do is put that boat at the top of the acetate, which is about just over 1 inch tall. I'm going to put it on with glue dots, and then once we've got it sort of preparing it, getting it together, we'll see where we want to be and measure it, how long the acetate wants to be. So we'll just get some glue dots. I'm just going to sit down a sec and get some glue dots. Just get that. I'm just going to place 3 glue dots at the bottom of the boat. Oops. Like so. So that's 3 glue dots. Oh, and they're super sticky. So what I'm going to do, you can't see this, it's a nightmare. I wonder if I do it Let's see if I can do it on there. You might be able to see. So this is the top of the so basically I've just stuck that right at the top, and that's what we've got. So basically it looks like it's sailing. Now you can colour these in. I did just put some brown pencil just on the bottom of the boat and some ink on the bottom, same as the sea, but you don't have to at all. It still looks as nice. So that will go somewhere like that. But once we're putting it together, we can measure. It just gives you an idea of what we're going to be doing. Right, because I've had this flat. So that's going to go like that when we've stuck it together. That is going to go like that. This will be in the middle, somewhere like that. So this one, being the smaller of the two yachts, is in the distance. So that can go. Oops, it's a lot of fiddling, I'm afraid. So it wants to go somewhere like that. Right. So I am going to put that on dimensionals. So it is just brought up off the, stuck up a little bit. Thanks, Chris. You made some for a charity shop. That's lovely. You can, I say, you can adapt it to anything. I think I might actually do this as a birthday card. I don't know. I might do it as. I might still put the dad on it. So let's put that in there, that on there, just so we've got some idea of where it's gonna be. Yeah. So I've got a rough idea, so I'm just going to trim that off. So I'll measure my piece of acetate just to give you a rough idea. So it's just short of 3.5 or 3 3/8 by 1 1/4 inches, or 8.5 by just over 3 centimeters. I say you can have it as big as small as you want. It just depends on where you want it. So what I'm going to do is just roughly. So I'm going to put some tearing tape just on this edge. So I just don't want it very long. And I can't see, so you just have to bear with me. So I want that just on the edge there. And I've just got it just a tad long, so I'm just going to cut a smidge off it. I've got ink, look, inky fingers. Can't do anything. I'm the one that has a tea and drops it all down the front. I'm the one that gets inky fingers. I'm the one that, I'm always in a mess no matter what. Right, so I'm just roughly just put it back. So somewhere there. So I'm just going to put that to the edge, like so. And when it's all together, it will stick, just because it's laid down. So you get the 3D effect. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a piece of tape over there. I am going to stick it down with glue, but I can't put glue on this. So I'm just going to put some tape just over there. I'm not taking that bit off yet. So you will see when we get it together. It looks like it's sailing. Okay, so we need to now put our lighthouse on the front. I think we'll go about there. Right, choose where you want it. And then I'm just going to turn it over, get a pencil, and just make a line round. So this piece, we don't want any dimensionals on there. I've stuck it on with dimensionals, so we'll put some dimensionals on just to make it pop that little bit. Okay, just put my nail on there. Come on. I hate these little things. They get everywhere. And I've got to be careful that the cats don't help themselves. I'll try eating them. Little terrors. Okay, so I'm just going to get my tweezers. And we're just going to hope. Ah, look at that. Spot on. So that has just, it's just raised that little bit. So it just pops off the card at the front. Right. What we're going to do, am I going to put Dad? Yeah, let's show you the alphabet dies. So these are the alphabet dies. I don't know quite, can't remember what they're called. Just bear with us, I'll tell you. Playful alphabet dies. And they're brilliant. So we're going to go with D, A. The vowels, you get extras, like you've got 2 E's, you've got 2 A's. The ones you use most as well, so you've got 2 O's, 2 I's, and we've only got 1 U, but we've like got 2 N's, we've got 2 R's, 2 P's, 2 L's, so it's handy. It is a good set. So I'm just going to put that to one side so I don't lose any. And we're going to put this, I might actually, what colour do we do it in? I forgot to get cardstock out for that, so if you just bear with me, I'll just get some. We'll do it the same, we'll do it in night and navy. So I'll just cut a little piece off there because I have no scraps. Sorry, I'm gonna have to get my little machine out again. Thought I'd finished with it. So, and then we're going to put the card on, and we're going to put the dies on. Just staggy plates and roll through. This old plate is used and abused. I'm getting ready for some new ones really. But that's the D, that's the A. Just let me take my waste off. And then we'll put that back on for the D, last D. And just roll through. Just get rid of my rubbish. Put my dies out of the way, because otherwise I'll lose them. They are a little fiddly, but it's all good fun. They are great little dies. So, what we're going to do, I'm just going to put that on there. So we've got a rough idea where we're going to put them. And these have been nice stood up, but I haven't got any of the foam sheets. Otherwise you could attach the foam sheet to the card, then cut your card and then just use them as like stickers, but they'll be raised up. So that's what we're, if you can see, that's what we're going to do. So I'll sit down again so I can see. And I'm doing this just with a dab of wet glue. She says it's that hot. Poor red glue. Come on. It is so hot and sticky. It's horrible. Sorry if you get my head. You can never see if it's level or not. That'll do for that. Come on, that's it. A little bit of glue. Get my teeth in together. The glue dries clear, so if you do have any excess anywhere, don't worry about it. But I am going to get some of them adhesive sheets and I'm going to try it because it just makes it pop. It's like having, oh, here she goes, gets it everywhere. There we are. That's it. So you can put whatever sentiment you want. You don't have to put it in here. I mean, that I should have shown you actually before I stuck it down. in oh, what do they call it, in the smooth sailing dies. They've got that little label, and I was umming and ahhing. The dad actually fits in there lovely, and I did think about having it sort of up there or something, but I thought no, it looked nice at the back. What I say is you can do all sorts, whatever, however your creative juices take you. So that is what we've got. So what I'm going to do is stick that together. I say I'm going to stick it with glue. I'm just going to take this piece of tape on that I put on this acetate. That's it. And then the glue again. And we're just going to put glue all down the side. Both sides. Plenty on. And then you've got wiggle room. I'm going to do this one first, this side. I've got another cat hair. Can't come to my house without having cat hair everywhere. So there we go. And what would be nice, if there was a narrow stamp that said Happy Father's Day or Happy Birthday, whatever, you could put it, stamp it down the side, down the edge. There's ways and means of creating. So that is the 3D. I don't know if you can see in there, it's too dark. The 3D card, and then just fold it flat, and it will go in the envelope because I've tried it. So that is the card, but we can't have a card without decorating the envelope. Just let me get a scrap of paper. So, Night of Navy ink again. Just clear some of my stuff. And we'll go with the anchor. So this is the anchor from the set. And we're just gonna stamp. I'm just gonna get another piece of scrap. Might as well do it all at once. So, because what I'm going to do is stamp over. I have a full one there. So that is the envelope at the back, but not forgetting the front. And do we have, we'll have a boat this time. The other one had the lighthouse, so we'll have the boat. Make sure it's inked up okay. And there's the boat, or the yacht, whatever. Clear my desk now. So that is our card tonight. I'll bring the other one in just the same, and that has the lighthouse. Put it that way. And that one had the lighthouse. So we've used tonight the Sailing Home stamp set for a masculine card, with it being Father's Day coming up. And we've used the matching die set. So that's what we've had tonight. I really enjoyed that. It's been a bit hot and a bit bothered with this weather. We could do with a nice thunderstorm to get rid of the heat, but we can't do anything about it. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I've enjoyed this evening, a 3D card. Next week we're going to be on the same theme, a masculine card. I've just took a delivery today of another stamp set which I will be using next week. Going to do something a little bit different, but I've got to design it yet. So keep watching on my Facebook page. You'll see what we'll be making near the weekend, I would think. Well, thank you very much. Thank you if you're watching now. Thank you if you're watching catch up. And I will upload this onto YouTube, and I will put all the description, all the products and sizes of card and everything I've used in the description. So thank you very much for watching. Have a good evening. Bye.